What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Rouslin's opening round 3-ball here on Awesemo.com's YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me as we've done a couple of these, and it seems like people have enjoyed them enough to listen to my voice yet again. So we'll keep giving it a go. And again, if this is your first time joining us here on the opening round 3-ball, what I'm doing here is just going to give you a quick overview of the week, what you can expect to see in terms of DraftKings prizes, and also 3 players that you may want to be focusing on this week when you start your lineups. So without further ado, this is one of the best weeks of the golfing year in terms of a DraftKings and fantasy perspective. Also maybe in terms of field strength too and type of golf course. It's just a great tournament all around. It is the players. I'm repping it out here this week. I went to the tournament a couple of years ago. And before we get into it, I will tell you, if you have never gone, I would recommend going once if you are a golf fan. It's just a truly fantastic golf tournament. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head into the tournament here. Sorry, just getting a little technical difficulty. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Okay, so this week, as I mentioned, it is the Players' Championship. The course here that they're playing and have played for as long as I can remember in this tournament is called TPC Sawgrass up in Jacksonville. Ponte Vedra to be more exact. And let me tell you, if you haven't played any golf course video games or golf video games, then maybe you don't know too much about it. But if you have, you've likely seen it before. It is a fantastic golf course. As you can see in the picture, this is the famed 17th hole. It is the Island Green. It is a short little par 3, about 140 to 150 yards, maybe 130 yards, that obviously is surrounded by water on all sides. As you can see, that's where a lot of people hang out. They've got stadiums, and plenty of people like to put their lawn chairs down as well. The total course is a par 72, measuring just under 7,300 yards. So really, it's quite a short course from what the guys are used to playing. It is very tough and demanding off the tee. It is a Peter Dye design course, so he's going to throw, and if you aren't a golf course design aficionado, that just simply means Peter Dye is a designer who likes to throw tricks at you every now and again, especially off the tee. So it is ranked 21st out of 51 golf courses that the PGA Tour played last season, so not terribly hard. It plays just a bit under par for the week. We'll see if that changes this week. The tournament itself is dubbed as unofficially as the 5th major, and it actually may be one of the hardest golf tournaments to win. Why is that? Well, that's because all of the top players in the world are here. To be exact, almost all the top 50, all the top 100, and 125 in the official World Golf Rankings are here to compete. Whereas most of the majors, believe it or not, especially the Masters, which is coming up in just about a month, actually only has about 90 golfers. So as you can see, much more here. We'll have 140 plus golfers with a cut after 2 rounds on the top 70 golfers. So obviously, as this is being dubbed the 5th major on a fantasy perspective, from fantasy golf perspective, it is the 5th biggest week of the year. We've got our biggest prize pools we've seen up to date. DraftKings is offering a $250,000 to first place, $1 million guaranteed tournament. It is a $10 buy-in for that. And FanDuel is offering a $50,000 first price to the $9 buy-in. They're also running a cool contest in that same one where it is a $17,000 jackpot for the 17th hole. If you roster a golfer that gets a hole-in-one, you'll share the jackpot. If nobody else rosters that golfer, you'll win the whole $17K. I can tell you that Willie Wilcox did it a couple of years ago, and man, that would have been a nice payday for the low amount of people that ended up rostering him. So just to keep doing there. Right now we'll head into the golfers, and I'm going to throw a little wrench into it, I guess, and start off with a different golfer that maybe you haven't heard of. But he is one of my favorite golfers, and that's Patrick Cantlay. Patrick Cantlay has been on the tour now for a couple of years. He came back from injury, and he's only missed 3 cuts since being back from injury, so very consistent. His recent form, he placed 6th in the WGC Mexico and 15th at the Genesis Open before that. His course history, he's over his last 2 years, which is the only 2 years he's played, 23rd and 22nd for him. So pretty good consistency here at TPC Sawgrass. Statistically, we know that strokes gained approach is obviously one of the biggest and most important indicators. On the year, he's ranked 24th, and last year he was ranked 17th. So Patrick Cantlay should be a nice start to your lineups this week at 8,700 on DraftKings and 10-1 on FanDuel. He's not very expensive, especially for the upside that he has. Second golfer is, and of course we have to touch on the number one ranked golfer in the world and possibly the number one ranked golfer in this field as well, and that's Dustin Johnson. DraftKings priced him very reasonably at 11,400, where he's maybe a tidbit more expensive on FanDuel of 12,300. Recent form coming in, he's coming in off of a win at the WGC Mexico and in ninth place at the Genesis. So obviously the recent form is there. Course history has gotten much better over the last 2 years, a 12th and a 17th. So obviously he's starting to figure out this golf course. The rough will be down this year, so hopefully his strokes gained approach, which is actually only ranked 28th on the season this year, should improve by the end of the week. 5th last year, so you can see that obviously maybe he's playing a little bit behind that, but with a win in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, obviously Dustin Johnson seems to be peaking at the right time. The last golfer we're going to talk about is Tiger Woods, and the reason we're going to talk about Tiger Woods this week, it's pretty simple. There's been a neck strain, so there's a little bit to talk about. He's withdrawn the previous 2 weeks where he was supposed to play. And obviously he's been in form when he has played, a 10th the last time he came out at the WGC Mexico and 15th at the Genesis. So obviously he's in form when he plays and just deciding to never stretch it, which, for me as a fan is great. So statistically he should fit this golf course well. Even last year when he was starting to really play well towards the end of the season. Remember, this tournament was in May last year. It's now moved to March, which should make the golf course a little bit easier. He came in 11th, so definitely something to take a look at there. We'll back that up. We aren't quite done with Tiger Woods yet. 10-5 and 11-1 on FanDuel, so actually very cheap on FanDuel considering his DraftKings price, only a $600 difference, which normally two previous guys had a $900 and a $1,000 difference. So as you can tell, a little bit of a difference. So Tiger Woods, I'll be playing him a lot on FanDuel. Again, we need to monitor his neck strain this week. Obviously, we want to make sure that he plays. So be monitoring the waves, be monitoring the content that we put out here on awesemo.com, and certainly we'll be updating you from there. So thanks for, again, joining into my opening round 3 ball. Hopefully that gives you and paints a good picture of what you can expect to see this week. And also, of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video and like and subscribe to our channel here. It's a great way to show us some support and show that you like these videos. And of course, check out all of my other content and all of the other golf content that we have. We've got some fantastic players and writers. We've got Ben Raza, who's another top player in the DFS golf world, and Nolan Kelly that's also comes out with some great content and free content as well. So check that out over on awesemo.com. Thanks again for joining, guys, for my opening round 3 ball, and we'll see you again next week.